know.
Hello, Internet.
Oh, hey
How
there,
are you?
internet. Hey there,
What's up?
internet. Hey there, internet. Hey there, Dale.
Hey there, Internet.
Oh,
Hey,
fuck
Derek.
it.
What?
I don't have my Outrage Factory cup. That's
Oh,
a mess.
that's okay. We can all bask in the glory of mine. Non-alcoholic sour.
Oh, it's
Gross.
tasty as fuck,
I'm
but
not a sour beer guy. You know what I'm drinking? I'm drinking non-alcoholic Brass Monkeys.
drinking a fucking.
I mixed
cra-
orange juice and non-alcoholic beer and sparkling water, and it's delicious.
Wait, what kind of non-alcoholic beer?
Uh, this kind. Dry Camp.
Oh, shit. Where'd you get that from, bud?
London Drugs. I'd never seen it before.
Nice.
The two
Mm.
old men talking about our non-alcoholic beer.
Wait, why do you have to throw sparkling water? Is the beer not sparkling enough? Why you gotta throw sparkling water in there?
Just to make it crispier, because it's
That's
like
fair.
because the orange juice takes the sparkle out of the beer, and then you put the sparkling water in, and it gets all sparkly.
Gets its sparkle back.
Does Noah still call it spicy water?
Yeah, that's kind of caught on. That's what, like, when we're doing the online grocery shopping at Safeway,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm searching, I'll like search for spicy water. Then I'm like, oh wait, nobody else calls it that. Nobody
That's
else
just
calls
a
it that.
Bolin family
That's
inside
that's just
joke.
a Bolin family thing. Yeah.
That's so funny because in 10 to 20 years, Noah's gonna be like, "Did anybody else's family call it spicy water, or was that just us?" And then some rando across the country will be like, "Oh my god, you're the first person I ever thought did that."
Yeah, and then they'll
Yeah.
bang.
Have we talked Noise. We talked
Nice.
about how girly my background is with a crib
I love it. You're
and a
really leaning in on
mobile.
hashtag girl dad.
Yeah. Little unicorn poster on the wall there.
Hashtag girl dad.
I love it. Just any excuse to get me pink and unicorns, I will take it.
Spoiler, Dale had all this shit in his room before he fathered a daughter, so now
Yeah,
he has an excuse for
it
it.
would be this, but there would also be skulls and crossbones and
Yeah,
stuff like that. But we don't
yeah,
have any of that because
you contain multitudes.
Andrea thinks it'll be bad for the baby to have skulls. I
Wait,
had to
what?
move my Venom,
Wait,
uh,
what?
like skulls and stuff, like
Andrew doesn't
negative
want your
stuff.
baby to be too cool?
She doesn't want her to start listening to My Chemical Romance or something. As I say that with this
Yeah, there's
skull
skulls.
logo.
What? She doesn't want a cool baby?
She gave me crap because I was watching some horny anime the other day, and it was like surprise horny out of nowhere. Have you seen the show? I think it's on Netflix, Eden Zero.
No.
I started watching it because it's like whatever. I'm like watching so much, like half watching TV, half watching the baby, so I pay half attention. So I'm just churning through all this easy watching TV, and I don't want to waste like good TV. You have to pay a lot of attention to. So I turn Eden Zero on because I'm like, oh, this is kind of like it's not like a kids anime, but it's like I think it said TV PG or whatever. So I'm like, whatever. Maybe it says darn, she can handle that. And then like halfway through the episode, I wasn't paying attention and it got like a little weirdly horny, like 15-year-old boy horny. Not like actual nipple or something, but just like talking about how a girl's sexy and stuff, and then trying to look up her skirt. And Andrew's like, "What are you watching with the baby?" I'm like, "She doesn't know what it is yet."
Well, yeah, you can tell Andrea that like babies have no long-term like their memory lasts a couple minutes and then they're
Mhm.
like a goldfish. Like it's just like in and then it's out. So the baby's not like retaining anything. You can even cuss around the fucking baby if you want to, Dale. It's not gonna remember it.
Oh, I it's not that I don't want to or want to, it's just that sometimes I can't help it.
Yeah,
And the problem is
you got it.
now I was watching that show. I was like, "Oh, I'll watch this when the baby's not here." And then I was watching this like anime with 15-year-old horniness in it, and as a 43-year-old male, I was like, it's kind of weird that I'm watching this, but I watched it anyway. It's pretty good. They go into outer space. So,
Yeah,
win-win.
I'd be less worried about the baby remembering that you watched that show and more worried about me and every listener of this podcast remembering that you watched this show. Personally, that would be my concern.
I wonder if that goes into the that's creepy filter or that's just something Dale did filter.
I think anytime if any like 40 plus year old, no, if any like 20 plus year old man was like, "Hey, I'm watching anime," I'd be like, "You're a fucking weirdo, dude. Why are you talking
Dude, I
to me?"
watch so much anime.
Yeah, I
Are you
know.
saying I'm a weirdo?
Wait,
I mean,
before we get into that,
yeah.
hey, internet. This is Outrage Factory, the podcast where we look at the things that make people mad online and explain why they're dumb for caring. I'm your co-host, Derek Bolin.
I'm your other co-host, Dale DeRuiter, and
And he's
yeah.
horny for cartoons. He
Well,
loves hentai.
I'm
He
too tired to
loves
be horny for
weeaboo
anything.
shit. He
Weeaboo.
loves weeaboo.
I mean, sure, whatever. I just don't care anymore. If
Yeah,
I'll watch it, it's on. Hey, you hearing all of those sirens?
sure are.
Wow,
You must live in a happening place.
yeah. There's old people in my building, and they fall over, and then they call the ambulance.
It's a real struggle. Aren't like 90% of like old people deaths caused by household falls?
Yes.
What percentage
Pro tip:
of old people dying
the
is
best
from
way
falls?
to save your health as an aging adult is to work on your grip strength. Because one of the reasons old people fall so much is as they're going down, they try to grab onto stuff, but they have feeble, old, shitty people hands, and then they just grab onto railings and then just slip off and fall. So if you go do some exercises with your hands while you're watching horny anime, you will live longer. So there.
Yeah, I can
I'm not
imagine.
creepy.
I can imagine what hand
I'm trying to live for my grandkids, Derek.
I know what hand exercises you're doing while you watch your
Hey,
horny cartoons.
working on my grip strength.
Like the guy from wait, have we referenced The Big Hit on this podcast before?
We have to have. Because I just rewatched that like a couple weeks ago.
All right.
And then he's like, yeah, that thing he has in the airport where he's like squeak, squeak,
Yeah.
squeak. And he's like talking about hand cream.
Straight
He's like,
jacking.
I said lanolin or whatever.
Straight jacking.
I've been fucking since I was 10.
That's a
Cookie
classic.
Woodbine, greatest role he's ever played.
That is a classic. Hey,
That and Halo.
we gotta wait, what?
The show Halo, he's in it.
Like about the video game?
Yeah, it's like a prequel set before the video game, before they find the ring or whatever. Shitty thing is the only way you can watch it is if you get Paramount Plus,
Ew.
which is an add-on to Prime Video that I got because I was on a tear to watch all the Star Trek movies, which I hadn't seen, even though I'm a Star Trek guy. So I have now officially watched every piece of live action Star Wars. The only thing of Star Wars or Star Trek. The only thing of Star Trek I haven't watched
stale.
is the classic animated series, and that's a bit much.
Wait,
So I've watched
the
every single. Yeah, they made
animated one?
after the original series went off the air, they made an animated series, and it lasted like 2 seasons in the 70s. And it was like it's like synonymous with how terrible it is because they got a lot of the main cast back to do the voice acting, and they phoned it in apparently, and they're just like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. So I haven't watched it. I'm sure it's good, but I'm gonna rewatch Voyager instead. Speaking of Star Trek,
Wait, are we
and
segueing?
yeah, wait, give me a sec. Give me a sec. Speaking of Star Trek and alien planets and weirdo atmospheres, how about New York and how it looked orange? Can't really say it looked like Blade Runner 2049 because LA used up all those sayings like 3 years ago when LA looked the same way New York does now. What are you looking at, Derek?
You
Are you
talking
like
about this
half asleep?
non-story?
Is it too hot to pod again?
No, we were outside in the sun all day at fucking Noah's football shit. So
Yeah. Are
probably
you low?
no.
Is this low T outrage factory?
I'm a comfortable temp though.
Is this
No, it was just
is
like,
this Myth Factory?
well, everyone was like, "Oh my god, forest fire smoke. This is fucking crazy." And it was like, you look at the pictures, it's literally like we get that at least once a summer,
Yeah,
frequently more, and you're
yeah,
just like, uh, okay. Is it is that the joke that it was in New York? Is that the
yeah.
big deal?
The joke is New York finally got hit with some smoke and they can't fucking handle it and they're all crying like little babies.
Yeah.
Like here, some people cried, like the people who were like, "Oh, it's killing all people," or whatever, because it's like smoking a pack of cigarettes and it's really bad for your health and stuff. Whereas there, they're like, "Can we believe what's happening? What has Canada done to us?"
Yeah.
And I swear to God, it's the first time that anyone in the Eastern US had to learn where Eastern Canada was.
Yeah, they don't have forests out there? Like, I don't fucking get it.
Mm. In Eastern US, they fucking plowed them all over to build cities.
Also, I like how New York, which is like just like perpetual traffic and stink and smog, was like, "Oh my god, the smoke is too much. Don't go outside."
Yeah.
And you were like, "Dude, like it's marginally worse than an average day in New York."
It smells like smoke instead of garbage and human feces. This
Yeah.
is disgusting. I can't handle it.
Yeah, hot human
Yeah.
feces. Yeah. Although
Human
props to
feces.
uh what was it? Yeah, they did a bunch of shit. They like canceled or delayed a bunch of like ball games, and they weren't like they were warning people to not go outside. And then what else did I see that was cool? Oh, it was the day that Diablo 4 dropped, so they had like a huge billboard in Times Square that was like welcome to hell. And it's like the orange like sky fucking
Oh god, I gotta look
behind it.
that up.
It looked pretty dope actually. Here, I'll send it to you.
Bro, speaking of Diablo 4,
Bro,
how much are you enjoying dad gaming right now?
bro,
Bro,
bro.
bro, it's funny because it's like it's because like this is the first game that's dropped that you, me, and Keenan have all been like, "Oh my god, let's play this game together." And
Since
then
like
we go, since
Warcraft,
what?
yeah.
Yeah.
Since
And so
Warcraft.
we go like the last night, you guys, I was playing and I was only half-ass playing, and then you guys are like, "Hey, let's all play together," and you jump on, and then I have to hold the baby. And then you guys are like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I'm like, "Sorry, I gotta change the baby's diaper and stuff. You guys could go just do your own thing." And it's just like the biggest fail at gaming because we're dads now, and my baby's too fresh to play video games.
I mean, my baby's sleeping through the night now, so I was like literally I played Diablo for probably fucking like 5 solid hours last night. It was
Oh,
decent,
dude,
bro.
nice.
Bro. Plus
Nice.
I'm on parental leave for the
Oh,
next 2 months,
perfect, bro.
and my brother, who also plays Diablo, just quit his job, so he's
Ooh.
unemployed. So we're just like it's gonna be a demon fuck fest up in here.
It's a
We're gonna play
perfect storm of
so
nerdage.
much Diablo,
Nerdage. What are
so
you
much.
running? I
What
know
am
what
I?
you're running, but just tell the audience what you're running.
A necromancer, and I'm trying to make it
Bro.
like a minion. But so I never played like any other Diablo before this one. I never got
That's
into it because like
fucking crazy.
well, because I played
Diablo is so
Warcraft
good.
and I fucking loved Warcraft. And then I would
Yeah,
like look at like so while I was playing Warcraft, they would like release Diablo, and I was
yeah.
like, well, I'm already like big into Warcraft. And then I just look at like the perspective of it looked like
The three-quarter
yeah, it
respect.
kind of like
Yeah.
fucked me up. And then the graphics didn't look that great. Uh, like
Yeah, it is weird. It's funny that you mentioned the perspective because I have a buddy who will not play Diablo because of the perspective. But it's like a holdover from Diablo 1 and 2, which came out fucking forever ago on PC. And that was kind of the only, like, I guess that's the only 3D way they could do it. And like, it's like Baldur's Gate and whatever those games. And then I guess when they modernized it, they just kept the perspective, which I don't mind. It's pretty good.
yeah,
It
I've gotten
kind of,
used to it.
yeah, it kind of sucks when you're shooting behind you because it's like since it's a 3D perspective, you can really only see above you, like north of you, I would say. Yeah, I love
North.
it because it's wow, I can't say up because up's different for everybody, but, like, when you look up on the screen. Yeah, I guess you turn any yeah, well, whatever,
Yeah,
anyways.
right, because it is always north oriented, right? Like, even if
Yeah,
you turn around, it's north is always
mhm.
north. Like, north is always up in that game.
Yeah, and you can't rotate the camera, can you? You could in 3. I feel like 4 feels, like, unfinished because it's a Blizzard game and it just came out, and they're just gonna, like when 3 came out, it was a completely different game than Diablo 3 was right before 4 came out because they had made so many incremental changes throughout the lifetime of the game, which was like a decade almost. So I feel like that one you could rotate with the right thumbstick, but I can't remember if you can or not in Diablo 4 because I tried it, but it might have been because I was in a certain dungeon that you can't rotate and you can actually rotate. So I don't want to say for sure you can't rotate it because then I would just outing myself as a
No,
casual.
you can't. I try it all the time
Oh
because I
yeah.
hate the fucking perspective and
Yeah.
it does nothing. So, dope game though. I'm getting like big into it. And yeah, it's tons of fucking fun. That's basically
I
my whole review.
I'm running a druid. I started out as a werebear druid slash thunder, so my attack spells were using the werebear form. But then I switched to werewolf form because one of the what was that fucking thing we unlocked from the dungeon? Fuck, I totally.
Oh,
Anyways, aspect something.
aspect, yeah.
Yeah, I got an aspect.
Ass. No,
Can't say that word right now.
aspect.
Thinking about my anime too much. Aspect. Um, an aspect that you add that affected my
Aspect.
yeah, it affected the werewolf spells. So I retooled it as a werewolf. And then, like Diablo, I got sick of a melee class. I was like, fuck, fine. I'll just start a sorcerer and I'll run a sorcerer. So I've only made it to level 23 as my druid, and I'm already given up and started over as a sorcerer, which I'm level 13, and it's a fire sorcerer. I don't know if I haven't looked
Nope.
online for builds and shit, but is that like a thing where they're like, oh, you can have a fire sorcerer and another sorcerer thing?
Well, they say, what do they say? I've been like reading a lot of the build guides because I'm totally new to the
I've
game, and
been
I'm
reading
like,
a lot of guilds
shut the
and
fuck.
guild guides. Fucking Derek's like, I love playing video games, but what I love more is fucking reading
Read.
about playing these video
I
games.
actually only play video games to read about the video games
Yeah.
that I play because
Derek's
I
like,
love words.
yeah, Derek's like, "Oh, you guys are watching Twitch? Does that come in novel form and hardcover? Because I'd rather read
I
somebody
just
playing
put
video
I
games."
put closed caption on and hook it up to like a fucking old printer and have it just like print out
Like the
what's
dot
happening.
wee 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 wigga wigga wigga.
That was a great printer impression. Yeah, I've been reading because I'm just like new to the game, so I'm like, I don't fucking know what any of these talents are at all.
Mhm.
Um, so I've been doing just like following a like leveling build for necromancer, but I want to make it so it's like because you get to like the whole thing about the necro is that you control the dead and you like raise a skeleton army
Control
and
the dead.
they fight for you and shit. You control the dead. So I
Control
just
the
want to have it.
dead.
I mean,
Welcome to
it's basically
hell.
like that right now. That's
That's
another
just
thing. The whole Diablo uh is like kind of like um triggered more of the satanic panic that's happening. I've seen
yeah.
posts all over the place about people being like they're trying to normalize Satanism and demons. This is part of Satan's great plan. And it's like this fucking video game has been around for like what, 30 years, 40
Yeah,
years?
and it's
How
it's so funny because now all of a sudden, like the rights got onto this niche. They're like, they talk about demons in video games. Never mind Doom and the fact that Doom had a blockbuster movie starring The Rock. Like, you can't get much more publicized than having demons in your video games than that. It's almost like after Tipper Gore kind of faded away in the late 90s with her whole like don't listen to rap music because they swear and it's a bad influence that like the right kind of just gave up on media in general and then they were like focused on abortion and God in schools. And now that they're like just all fucking got their heads on fire from all the, like, trans stuff, and now they're just, like, out for blood, and anywhere they can get, they're like, "Oh, right! Video games, we've been ignoring this for the past 20 years.
It's time to
We
bring him
should
back.
probably we should probably get all worked up about this and
Yeah,
get our hizzies out."
they don't even blame them for school shootings anymore, and that's like an easy outlet. Like it used to be, like every school shooting that happened, they'd be like, "It's fucking Call of Duty's fault. They played first person shooters. They played Counter
Oh,
Strike.
yeah,
That's what."
that's a good point. They
And
did it's funny, sorry. Okay, go. I
no,
was gonna
you
make
go.
a point. Okay, I was gonna say the true irony of it is the right's all like, all these shootings are because of this video game, but they're also upping the amount of gun sales, so we can't really be
Yeah.
too mad about it or
Well, I
get
think
rid of them.
the NRA probably sent out a memo being like, "Don't blame the video games because thanks
Yeah.
to those, we sell more guns." But yeah, nobody mentions it anymore. Now when they're like, "Well, all we know is it's not the gun's fault," and then they don't even try to blame it on anything else anymore. They're just like, "Don't blame the guns.
Oh, it would be
Let's
funny if
move
there was,
on."
like, this, like, unseen culture war that, like, when it was, like, Call of Duty that was the biggest game ever, the left was against it because 'cause they're like, "It's causing gun violence and all this stuff in our schools," and then the right's like, "You shut up about video games, they do no bad because they're, like, selling guns and stuff," and then when it starts being like, the demon slash fantasy games are getting more popular, then the right's against video games, and the lefts are like, "Hey, we wanna wear cosplay of Diablo and have our boobies out because
Yeah,
Lilith has
more
sweet horns."
more
Oh,
people are joining the Church of Satan, which is what all leftists want. Back off our shit.
when is the sexy Diablo 4 cosplay coming out?
Oh, bro, you know it's already there.
As he
Lilith.
Googles mid podcast. This could actually get me to forget about horny anime if I just watch horny cosplay about Diablo 4. Oh man, is there anything better than horny demon cosplay? Damn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No. Oh, dag.
Some things.
Oh, dag.
Some things. Wait,
Sorry,
did you
just
specifically search for horny Lilith cosplay?
sexy, Derek. Let's be adults about this. Here, I'll show you one I found. Let's just
Horny?
spend the
Okay.
podcast sending
Googling things.
horny pictures in the chat back and forth. I guess I'll add this later on into
That's every podcast. It's just me and Dale
uh,
sending each other horny pictures in the background while pretending to talk about shit. But
yeah.
this is just like Dale and I getting together and trading spank bank material. And thanks for
Yeah, they're
listening
like
to it for an hour every single week.
it's like, boy, are they angry about hentai on the internet, eh, Derek?
Yeah.
Here's what they're angry about, and then we just send like 15-year-old
Yeah, Dale's always sending me pictures of
stuff.
cartoon Japanese girls. It's weird.
Oh my
He
god.
loves that shit. Just out of frame in his daughter's nursery is
Just out of frame. Yeah, it's like there's like a rose here and a flower here, some unicorns here and a squishmallow here, and then just like from here over, it's just naked
just
hentai
anime,
demons
just anime
and
porn.
tentacles.
So many tentacles.
Oh man.
Oh
Okay.
man.
Sorry, I was just when you're like save a picture off the internet and you don't pay attention to where it goes and then you can never fucking find it again?
Yeah.
That's what just happened to old Daily. It saved it in the Dale Show episode 27 folder, which is my other podcast. So there, I just
You've
put
been
it.
talking about this shit with someone else,
No. But
bro?
that was the last place I
Damn, that's a good ass.
right?
That looks like a very like even the fucking horns. Like, how long would that take to do?
Fuck, I don't know. That must have took so long. That must have been like a professional for Diablo because that looks spot on. So they must have like hired a professional cosplay for Diablo 4 events before it came out. When do we get to see horny Lilith in the game? Have we yet? We've only seen a ghost of her, right?
It
Because
like
you're
shows. It shows her in the.
Oh, in the opening cutscene.
Yeah, it shows her in there's a couple flashbacks. Have you done I guess we're just talking about Diablo 4 for the rest of this
What
episode.
else? It will
Before
probably get us the most views because everybody's fucking playing Diablo 4 right now.
before I get off of this podcast and immediately go play Diablo 4 for like 4 hours, I'll probably
Yeah.
have to spend some time with my wife, but you know.
I
You know.
just spent all day with my wife.
Yeah,
What
that's
about
a good point.
Diablo? Mm-hmm.
You know who
Mm-hmm.
I didn't spend time with? The horny demon lady currently occupying my heart. So
Yeah. just go totally like self-help mental healing with Kate. Just be like, the reason that men like video games so much is because we don't receive as many compliments as we do out in the wild as girls do, because not as many people are trying to fuck us, so they don't tell us we've done a good job or lie and inflate our egos. But in video games, you get the cost reward analysis on a micro scale as you do side quests and do fetch quests, and then you go blah blah blah, and you don't have to say you're playing it just to look at the horny demon girl.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you can just tell it, like, I don't know, if you want to drop the depression thing, be like, I've been a little feeling a little down lately, and this whole reward work thing in the video game is really helping me build my self-esteem back up, and it's nothing to do with the horny demon lady.
Yeah.
It's all to do with me doing self-help and doing the catharsis of playing through a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fuck all those people who are like, men get therapy. I don't need therapy, bitch. I got video games. I get to go
Yeah.
out and get rewarded in a imaginary world where I get to play an imaginary character and develop that imaginary character instead of developing myself. So fuck you.
Yeah.
That's all the
W
therapy I need.
Why would I go to a therapist when I can be a loot whore and go sit on a horny demon's couch and talk about my feelings there? I get a badass two-handed double-edged sword that my
Yeah,
werebear can use.
just like the metaphorical double-edged sword that is my refusal to get therapy.
Yeah. You won't
Yeah.
let me watch double-edged swords and horny anime, so let me play with it in video games.
Fuck. Um.
Oh,
What?
oh,
You got
I
a
don't know.
segue queued up?
Go.
You segueing?
I have the stumbliest segue. I was starting to segue with, are we done with Diablo 4? Do you want to move on to something else?
Yeah.
Okay. We got to talk about that influencer dying from drinking Baiju because we
Yeah.
told everybody we would.
We would. We don't want to leave the people wanting.
Yeah, everybody who's here from last week.
The whole reason I wanted to talk about this is because I don't like. Have lots of people had Baiju before? It is
I've never had
the
it.
most noxious shit. It's basically like um Chinese what was that shit that we used to fucking Peter and Bailey's dad.
Everclear.
Thank you. It's basically like Chinese Everclear. Like it's just like fucking like
I knew exactly where
1,000
you were
proof
going.
alcohol, and it's just like pure gasoline, and it is the worst shit on earth.
It's actually 120 proof Baiju is.
There you
It's
go.
60 to 120 proof. And if anybody doesn't know what that means is, well, basically what happens is the proof of alcohol is double the alcohol percentage, because when alcohol reaches 50% alcohol, it's flammable, and that's 100 proof. So if anything's over 100 proof, it's flammable.
Yeah.
Continue.
Wait, holy fuck. I'm just reading the story here.
Yeah.
So my brother, who previously lived in China and shortly will be living in China again, every
Wait,
time.
are we allowed to say that? What if we get taken off YouTube
Why?
because of the World War III when we fight China?
Oh, dude, corporations are very pro-China because it's a
Oh, yeah,
huge
yeah.
market that they can make
True.
money off of. That's why
Mhm.
so many of them bend over and lick the asshole of the Chinese government whenever they have a censorship request, because they're like, we could have principles or we could make money. And they'll
Yeah.
always go with making money.
What do
So
you like more, principles and laws or dollars?
That's like
I was gonna say the principles of copyright or dollars. What do you like more?
what was it? It was like free speech dipshit Elon Musk when he was like took over Twitter, claiming to like open it up and be spreading free speech everywhere, and then someone was like, "Hey, you know, the Chinese government made these requests for censorship, and you honored it," and he was like, "Well, would you rather we don't honor it and get blocked in it was China or Egypt or like Saudi Arabia or one of those like oppressive regime countries." He
One
was
of the
like,
shithole countries?
would you rather we don't do that and
Yeah.
don't censor and just don't have an audience there anymore?" And it's like, yeah, Elon, that's kind of what the whole
Well,
thing is.
actually, those countries don't have free speech laws, so Elon's kinda right because he doesn't have to honor it, whereas America has free speech laws, so you have to honor free speech only in America. So, hey, China and Egypt, why don't you just get a fucking VPN like the commercials are on every single fucking podcast? You're not watching this on video, go watch video to watch Derek's face.
Go
Whenever
watch
I
it.
whenever I defend Elon Musk, Derek gets a punchy face, which is basically when you and your friends before the internet existed, we would sit around and we would make faces at each other, and whoever wanted to punch the other person more lost. It
This
was
is what
actually it was very fun.
this is what Elon Musk looks like when he's defending free speech.
That's what my baby looks like when she's shitting.
Yeah, it's the one and the same. So my brother would bring baijiu across, or we would drink it. This was before I stopped drinking, obviously, and he would bring
Is this
baijiu with
why you stopped drinking? Because this stuff
it's
sounds
was
gross.
part of it because yeah, he like so the one time he came and brought it here and we went out for a night on the town and we had like a bunch of like regular drinks and then we were also
Mhm.
drinking from this bottle of baijiu all night, and that was the night I got kicked out of the Roxy. And like I told this story a little bit last time.
Shit.
I was
You
like
got kicked out of the Roxy?
I was not a violent drunk. Like I was like a stupid drunk, but
Mhm,
I was never like the kind of guy who would like get drunk and want to pick fights with people. And
mhm.
then on Baiju, I was just like a fucking maniac. And I was like trying to pick fights with people in the Roxy and like getting all up in dudes' faces. And then the other time I drank Baiju, it was on my it was on my birthday and we were at a bar in Regina because we had gone out to
Oh,
Saskatchewan for a family
Jesus.
reunion. And I was just like I drank baijiu and I can't remember what happened, but it hit a point where I was just like, "Fuck you! It's my birthday!" And I was grabbing glasses and picking them up off the tables and spiking them on the ground.
That's
Uh,
amazing.
so anyway, this guy, this influencer, went and drank. I went and I read the article. This motherfucker drank. This was off of like me and Dwayne and like four other people sharing a Mickey Abiju, which was that behavior I just described. This
Mhm.
Hong Kong influencer who died, might I add, uh, it
From
said in the
this.
it said in the video, I don't know, he was doing like a live stream and it's the quote is, "I don't know how much he had consumed before I tuned in, but in the latter part of the video I saw him finish 3 bottles before starting on a fourth of this fucking gasoline shit." Um so he did this for a live stream and he died almost
Ooh.
definitely from alcohol poisoning.
Who was this guy, Wang?
His name was Brother 3000. Uh, was found dead just hours after broadcasting himself taking part in a competition with a fellow influencer, which involved drinking baijiu, a Chinese spirit with a typical alcohol content of between 30 to 60%.
Okay, his surname is Wang, and
Yes,
he goes by the name Brother 3000.
yes.
Why not Wang 3000? That's
Well, yeah,
amazing.
Wang 3000 would be much better. PK challenges involve one-on-one battles in which influencers compete with each other to win rewards and gifts from the viewers. So who's the guy he was competing against? Did he die also? Nothing in
No,
here.
I think he was drinking the Baijiu because he lost, wasn't he? So
Oh,
the other
maybe
it
that's
wasn't
it.
like we're gonna drink Baijiu and see what's up.
Like, see
It
who
was
could
like,
drink the most.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so the punishment for the loser apparently in this case drinking Baijiu. Um,
Uh,
so so it's basically
yeah,
like if you and me.
punishment for the loser, dying. Congrats, you lost.
That's like if you and me were to do this, the rewards we would win is the adulation of all the users and viewers telling me how much funnier I am than you, and then you have to do a punishment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
And they give
acknowledge
us
that you're
ooh,
funnier than me, or
I
listen
like
to you
gifts from
suck
viewers.
Elon Musk's dick once a week, or
Yay, whatever.
Joe Rogan, or Jordan Peterson,
Okay,
or
hey, I only suck Jordan Peterson's dick when he says something smart and not something cringe, which is like less and
one
less as time goes by.
1/50th of the time.
In the
Yeah,
beginning, it was 50% of the time. Now it's
it
down to
was
like
never as high. It was
27
never as
and a
high,
half.
50%. It's
He
way
still
less
says
than
some
that.
smart stuff.
It's way less than that.
It
He's
was at the beginning. It
it's
was
just like cringe,
50%.
cringe, 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 like nugget of whatever. And then like
Yeah.
he's almost pure cringe at this point. I would say
Oh,
like 1% of the time he is
he's a high
uncringe.
amount of cringe now, but I still like him for what he's done. How basically everybody's like, "Hey, young dudes are garbage," and Jordan Peterson's like, "If they made their bed, they'd be good," and everybody's like, "Shut the fuck up, Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, you cringe
Nobody
motherfucker.
wants these guys to be happy. We need them to go play Diablo 4
I
and
mean, it's
watch
true.
horny girls."
Fucking Blizzard was like, yo, we can't have these kids not buying
Yeah.
anime or guns or video games. So fuck you, Jordan Peterson.
Hey, Jordan Peterson, if you happen to cheer these guys up by telling them to clean their room, then they're not going to buy all our SSRIs and
Yeah,
fucking do all that drug stuff.
all that drug stuff.
There's my new conspiracy theory. The
That's a
left
good one.
hates Jordan Peterson because they're pro big pharma. Way
That's
to go, left.
they proved
First
that with the
COVID, now
fucking
this.
with the fucking
First,
with the
you're
COVID situation.
all horny for vaccines because you love big pharma so much, and now you hate Jordan Peterson because you like big pharma so much.
The left is actually everyone says that it's bankrolled by George Soros, but it's
Yeah,
actually by Pfizer and the
big pharma.
what Purdue and
That family that started the opioid crisis, or
yeah
was that Purdue?
The Sacklers. I think that was
Yeah,
Purdue. Wait, Sackler
dude.
family, Purdue Pharma. Yeah, that's the one.
Doesn't George Soros own lots of big pharma? He's probably one of those smart investors who buys like
What does
20% of
George
Pfizer
Soros?
and
What
stuff.
does George Soros own? Okay, hold on.
Let's just get right into it.
Quantum Fund was the principal firm Soros advised. At its founding, Quantum Fund had $12 million in assets under management.
That's
As
it.
of 2000, whoa, as its founding, or at its
Wait, when
founding,
was it founded?
oh no.
Oh, okay.
Well, wait, it was founded in 1970.
Holy shit, 12 mil in 1970 is pretty good.
Yeah, well, by 2011, it had 25 billion.
That's all right. He
And
could buy half of Twitter with that.
okay, well, wait, does George Soros?
Wait, does Elon Musk have more money than George Soros?
Yeah,
We've
Elon
heard
Musk is the
nothing.
richest man
Oh my
alive.
god, everybody's all crying their pants about George Soros and how he's trying to use dark money and ruin the entire world, whereas Elon Musk just has twice as much money.
Yeah,
Buys Twitter. I'm going to buy
follow the
Twitter.
money, man.
Free speech, everyone.
Follow the money,
I gotta
man.
work on
Okay,
my
wait.
Elon
In
imitation.
2017, the George Soros Fund bought. I don't know what these are. Anti-sense drug maker Ionis Pharmaceuticals, rare disease specialist Alnilam Pharmaceuticals, and Biomarin Pharmacy. I don't know what those are. I don't know what that is. I don't care about that.
Okay.
I don't care about any of this. Let's move on.
Oh, now that we're in the full conspiracy realm, which
Oh, yeah.
I live and breathe in, you want to talk about the other big thing that happened in conspiracies, Derek?
What?
The
What?
big thing?
Which one? What's the big thing?
The FBI informer whistleblower on alien technology.
Okay.
My favorite thing about this, my absolute favorite thing about this is they took something as dick hardening as whistleblower on alien technology and just turned it into the most boring, the FBI lied to Congress and now they're bad. So what happened basically was when I'm gonna put this in layman's terms, not because I can't remember the specific facts or anything like that, but because I want to give you the super truncated version. So what happened was when the government, I can't remember when they were like, we're gonna start a UAP uh unidentified aerial phenomenon. Yeah. A
Checks out.
UAP task force where it had baked in this like whistleblower protection thing so that anybody in the military who had proof or videos of stuff about UAPs or USPs, which is unidentified submerged phenomenon, because apparently UFOs also go under the water, like for the favor tic tac thing, whatever. So
They
they,
live in the fucking. Haven't you ever seen the abyss, bro?
oh
They
yeah,
live down
bro.
there. That's where they come from, bro.
Nice. So baked in was this whistleblower protection. So now there's a guy, I can't remember so he worked for like the UFO people who like, and he's saying that they have 12 crashed vehicles, fucking aliens, like dead bodies of aliens and other technology that they've secretly been working on for decades. And then like since the FBI lied to Congress and everybody, they're in big doo doo because now if I don't know, I guess the DOJ, the Department of Justice, wanted to be like, "Hey, FBI, you've been lying to us all this time," and then give them a big pee smack, but they're not going to do. Nothing's going to happen.
Wait, don't the FBI and CIA like? Isn't it their job to lie to the fucking like Congress
Congress?
and the set like
No.
everyone?
FBI is supposed to be a tool of whatever Congress is for, aren't they? Because FBI is supposed to be like the top level detective cop people for the government. Is that not how it works? And they're
Uh,
supposed to do it on home soil, and CIA is supposed to just do basically the same thing in foreign
yeah,
lands.
but don't they have all the like black ops shit that are like top secret and like nobody knows about except for like the
Yeah.
people? Yeah,
Well, like when Bill Clinton was taking drugs in through Arkansas, and that's how he became president, like that
yeah,
kind of thing.
that
Yeah.
that that sort of stuff. Yeah,
The CIA, like how Tom Cruise made that movie about that, and nobody
yeah,
gives a fuck. It's wild. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know. Sure.
yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, so it's like you take something as like I said before, dick hardening as UFO whistleblower, and then you just take all the wind out of the sails and make this the limpest dick thing ever. Because are we gonna get to see some alien shit? Probably not. Are they just gonna turn it into some behind closed doors government meeting where they say the FBI is bad and they get mad at them and we never hear about that either? Probably.
Well, yeah, and like honestly, if they did crack the code on any of this tech, I don't think it would like they probably wouldn't have a press conference or even show it to people. You know where it would show up would be in fucking like military development for
In the Ukraine?
well no, like
Dude,
fucking
how fucking okay. I don't want to sound like I guess a now left-wing warhawk when it used to be right-wing warhawk anyways. I'm not going to get into that because that'll just get us canceled because everybody's like super pro Ukraine and they want everybody to die and they want the war to keep going. But what I'm going to say is if they started testing fucking alien technology on each other, I would be a little more pro war. I know it
wait,
sounds callous and bad, but let's see some fucking Reagan action.
wait, what?
What?
What? You
What do you
want
mean?
them to test alien warfare on us?
No, not on us. On
Oh.
that proxy war they're fighting on the other side of the world. But don't worry,
Uh,
it's white on white, so we don't actually think it's that bad or colonization or anything. It doesn't count as
uh,
colonialism if it's just the Russians, Derek.
oh damn, there's a fucking what is News Nation? Is that like a
Sounds right
weird
wing.
like crackpot?
Sounds right
Uh
wing.
Whatever, they have a thing airing tonight about
Shut the fuck up.
the UFO whistleblower speaks. We are not alone.
What is that airing on?
News Nation, wherever the fuck News
The
Nation
fuck
is.
is News Nation?
Here, they just posted something.
Can I go to newsnation.com?
Here. Here, I'll shoot you a
Where
link,
where
bro.
are you shooting the link?
I'll shoot you the Facebook chat, bro.
Okay, I'll
Our
put it in the
Facebook
show
chat, bro.
notes. I'll put it in the show notes for everybody who's watching, even though
There
it'll
you go.
be
Peep that shit.
last night. Oh yeah, News Nation.
The Department of Defense. Yeah, what is this?
News Nation
The All Domain Anomaly
now.com.
Resolution Office.
Is this like
Go
a
check it
live
out. I'm
feed?
sure it's a totally legitimate news
Oh, it's
site
only
and not
5
at
minutes
all fucking.
long. What the fuck?
This appears to be
Why did I just get so fucking
a
horned up for
uh
a 5-minute video? Or is it a live feed that's gonna get
because
longer as time goes by?
maybe they're gonna post the actual fucking live TV. There's like a live News Nation live.
Where's that? I'm at the link you gave me. Uh
I'm watching it.
oh,
I'm watching it right now.
that's definitely something we should be doing during the podcast.
I'm
Okay, let's
watching it
not
right now.
let's wait and watch it later.
Okay, wait. The first ad that comes up when I dialed in on this is
Yeah.
for a safe device for old people to fucking step into the bath or shower without dying, which leads
Nice.
me to think that this
Nice.
is a news channel for olds, which probably means it's not that accurate because you can tell old people fucking anything and they're so near death, they don't give a shit whether it's true or not.
And you know why you could tell old people, I think? Because they don't want the truth. Fucking old people don't want you to go on the news and be like, thanks for ruining the entire economy by going through and buying everything cheap and then pulling up the ladder behind you, you fucking olds. Thanks a lot. Because then they're like, well, that's just, let's hear about how young people are ruining everything and how the liberal agenda is ruining everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna luck into fucking cheap housing and a fucking wide open employment market that will give people jobs without expensive college education, and also
Yes.
college is cheap. And then I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna fucking squander that on believing bullshit internet conspiracy theories and yelling at people about it on Facebook all day. That's what me, the luckiest generation, is going to do once I hit the age of like 60 or 65. I'm gonna get real mad about the government, and then I'm gonna like just believe any dumbass conspiracy theory that comes my way because I'm fucking old.
How about this? Let's build up unions to the strongest they've ever been. And then once we get the positions we want and we're locked in and unfireable, and then we become the bosses, we will systematically destroy all those unions and then blame everything on drag queens story hour and tell people that that's what's wrecking the fabric of society and not our greed.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm watching this.
Dude, we can't just watch
I'm just
this
watching this for the rest of the podcast.
for the rest of
Good
the
luck.
pod. It
Good luck.
only says mine only says it's 4 minutes long.
Hey, I can't hear.
You want me
Just
to
kidding.
stop talking so you can hear the alien shit?
Just kidding. It is on. I'll send you a link and you can watch it after. I'm probably not going to watch it because
Yeah, no. I'll just
Yeah.
wait for some podcast to tell me what happened.
yeah.
That's how I get all my news now. Oh, and if anybody thinks I know more about politics now because I'm doing research or anything, no, it's just because I started listening to Breaking Points, which is a political podcast that was recommended to me by Joe Rogan because he had the host on his show and they're actually quite good. But the worst thing is, I listened to this other show called Jimmy Dore, and he doesn't like Breaking Points. That Derek is double chugging dicks as we speak.
So I do whenever.
Once again, you gotta watch
Joe
the
Rogan.
video.
Joe Rogan. Okay, we got 10 minutes left. What do you want? What's the last story?
Hey, do you want to talk about? Well, we already kind of touched on Ukraine. How about PGA?
Yeah, this is fucking fascinating to
Doing
me.
the fucking craziest thing I've ever seen or heard of in my fucking life. Okay, so if you don't know, there's this Saudi upstart league called Live Golf. I think we talked about it before because a couple months ago they were trying to hire away the biggest golfers in the world from the PGA Tour and get them to go on to Live Tour. And they offered Tiger Woods $800 million. I don't know how much they offered Rory Elroy. Is that his name? Whatever. The
McIlroy,
Irish.
yeah.
Yeah. the Irish
Yeah.
guy, they offered him a fucking big, huge bag, and he said no. And PGA was saying shit like any of our golfers who go to live now can never golf for the PGA again. And then the worst part, the most egregious thing that happened in all of this is the commissioner of the PGA, Jay Monahan, went on fucking TV and he exploited the families of 9/11 because he's like Saudi Arabians fucking did
Oh yeah.
9/11, and you're going to tell the families you're going to go golf for them. You don't have to like not join them, but as a PGA golfer, you'll never have to apologize for that. And then he sells the PGA to live, fucking over everybody and just trying to forget, hey, I totally exploited the families of 9/11.
Well, the worst thing is that the PGA told professional golfers that they would ban them from competing in any tournaments or any sports if they accepted, like, Liv was throwing like Saudi oil money around. Like
Mhm.
they were offering golfers absolutely fucking like life-changing money for a professional
Mhm.
athlete, which is like the upper tier, like $800 million to fucking join them and play on their
Yeah,
circuit.
that was
Uh,
just Tiger Woods. I think Phil Mickelson got 120 million, who's like almost ready to retire from the
Yeah, he's
PGA.
like a billion years old.
Yeah.
So a bunch of people turned down the money. There was this massive rift in the sport for the people who jumped ship, and then the PGA just turns around and is like, "Yo, we're gonna merge with you because now we want our cut of that Saudi oil money."
Yeah.
And then what I don't know who it was. I think it was one of the golfers actually, but they basically made a comment about 9/11 that was like, they were like, "Well, hey, how should people reconcile 9/11 with PGA now being owned by Saudi interests?" And he made a comment about how people should just like forgive and forget, or like some
Yeah.
like fucking brutal shit. That just goes to show you how far up the Saudi crown prince's ass these people are.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I can't remember. Yeah. And the craziest thing was, I think in 2020, 21 or something, Donald Trump, of all people, was like, all these golfers should take the money because PGA is just going to be sold to Live Golf eventually anyway. And he was fucking
Donald Trump.
right, because if anybody knows shady business deals and exploitation, it's fucking Donald Trump.
It
And
is. He's like,
Donald,
what would I do?
yeah,
And then,
exactly.
yeah,
Donald Trump is basically like, remember the Million Dollar Man from WWF? Because that's what it was called when we were kids.
yeah,
And he basically, his whole shtick was everybody has their price. He was fucking right. He was right.
he was not wrong.
Everybody does have a price. And
Yeah,
nobody's offered me shit. I'll join Live Tour for 120 million. I don't care. Nah,
I'll
actually.
join it. I will join it for a single million, a
Yeah.
single million, single $1 million. I don't golf particularly well, but I'll join it for a
Oh, I'm
million dollars.
fucking if you want to pay that much money to watch me slice the fuck out of a ball, all for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just so egregious that how fucking against this PGA was, and yeah, how PGA was like, you can never come back. You're fucking donezo forever, ever,
yeah.
ever. And the worst, well, it's not the worst part, but what's the fucking Saudi prince's name?
I
The
don't.
guy who's, anyways. So what happens after this is the Saudis buy PGA, and then they're like, oh, and also because they're head of the OPEC, or also they're like, we're gonna slow down production of oil so the price of barrels goes way up. So then basically the money that we're paying for higher gas prices now is paying for Live to buy PGA.
Yeah.
Isn't that just the worst?
Which you know what? It is fucking dog shit. I read an article the other day about how the like OPEC countries or whatever are scaling back production because there's too much oil in the fucking um in circulation or availability right
Mhm.
now, and they're worried. And like we go to buy gas here. I'm officially old guy complaining about the gas all the time now because you go to buy gas here in Vancouver and it's something like it's over $2 a liter right now, which is like just proof that like the supply and demand shit for oil has completely gone out the fucking window and now they're just charging what they want to charge because they can charge it. And they know people are going to keep buying it no matter what. It doesn't matter if it spikes over $2 a liter. It doesn't matter if it spikes over $4 a liter. People still need to drive their cars. They're going to pay whatever gas station set as the price. And supply and demand no longer affects gas prices.
Well, I guess you could say supply and demand still affects gas prices because the Saudi prince is just making the supply less, even though the demand isn't getting more.
Yeah.
So it's artificially attributed supply and demand. It's like De Beers diamonds. Like they have a fucking warehouse full of diamonds and they have so many diamonds that we could be buying diamonds for cheap, but they just charge a whole bunch because they control the supply.
Yeah.
So there. I totally
Y-
forgot. I had a good point, but I totally forgot it. Oh yeah, I also learned for the I think you said you talked about this the last time we talked about live golf. Did you use the term sports washing?
sure.
Yeah, so what everybody's oh yeah, because I think we talked about this when Saudi Arabia was trying to get a football league in the or in England going, like a soccer league where they're gonna buy the top teams, like they're gonna get Liverpool and one a team, Manchester United or whatever, and they're gonna get them to join this other one league, I think it was called.
All right.
Yeah, and then the term sports washing came out because it's like Saudi Arabia has such a bad international um image that they're trying to get all this like pro sports in so that they can kind of wash off their reputation and be seen as not these fucking oil strong arm hooligans who just raise the price of oil whenever they want more money, but more like the people who do sports, I
Yeah.
guess. I
Well, it's
don't
funny.
go ahead.
I was just saying there's like there have been so many fucking like major sporting events like that pulled out of Russia for human rights violations and for China for human rights violations and like the authoritarian to protest the authoritarian regime there. And then every time it's fucking Saudi Arabia or the Middle East, people just kind of look, they're like, "Ah." It's like uh F1 Formula One racing is a great fucking bellwether for that because like when Russia invaded the Ukraine, they just fucking like canceled the Russia race and they pulled out of China this year. But you could still find like the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix is still happening and will
Mhm.
continue to happen just because if you have enough money, it doesn't matter how many human rights violations you have or how many you know trajectory altering terrorist attacks you were involved in or fucking like it doesn't matter because you could just buy that shit away and influence people's perception of it with money, which I think I would not be surprised to see most major sports funneling through the Saudi Arabia in at least the like major global sports
Yeah, I
in
mean,
the
if
near future.
NBA hadn't already sold out to China, they'd probably be on the list too.
Yeah,
I want to get back to this F1 thing because I'm a recent. I don't watch the races or anything. I just watch Drive to Survive. And after the Ukraine war, they had to get Team Haas got rid of their Russian driver and their Russian sponsorship from that fertilizer company or whatever.
yeah.
But you just said they gave up on the Chinese one. Does that mean didn't they have was that Chinese was that Asian driver Japanese or Chinese?
There's two. There's Yuki Tsunoda,
Yeah, Red
who's
Bull?
Japanese. Yeah, he drives for AlphaTauri, the like Red Bull Junior thing.
Yeah.
And then there is a uh oh my god, a fucking Chinese driver as well. Guangzhou Yu,
Are they
I
gonna
think.
kick him off,
No, they
you
won't.
think? Okay,
They'll keep him.
that's good.
Yeah. Because
They're like,
they gotta have like a reason for Chinese people. They gotta have a reason to like market the races in
That's
China,
true.
right? So,
That's a good point.
and like China hasn't invaded any, sovereign nations or anything, and they definitely
Yeah.
haven't
They
haven't.
only they only keep invading stuff that they say is part of them, like that
Yeah,
whole, Hong Kong thing that happened when like, remember that? Was that like 2 years ago, 3 years ago? When
what?
they're like, the whole "We stand with Hong Kong" thing?
Yeah,
When Hong Kong didn't wanna lose their independence, and then everybody was just like, "Ah, we don't care anymore."
it's still happening. Hong Kong, Taiwan,
I thought they
what
already
else?
took over Hong Kong.
They did. It's always been like, so Hong Kong is like Hong Kong has never really been independent. It's been like a special administrative region,
Because it was
which
colonized by the British, right?
which means it could basically like it's part of China, but it gets a little more like imaginary independence because it helps to have this super Western friendly part of China that like people perceive as a different country. So it's like, oh, we're not doing business with China, we're doing business with Hong Kong,
Mhm.
which is a totally different place. Um, but but what the fuck was I saying?
Hong Kong. You're saying
Yeah,
how it's
but where was I going with that?
she's just fucking brain fart
Yeah.
about how like, what happened with China taking it over. Because Britain pulled out, and then Britain
Yeah,
pulled
what
out in,
was
like,
that? Nine
99?
99 was when they
Whenever they
transferred.
shot the Rush Hour 2 movie or
Wait,
whatever.
why? Is that the
Because
like
that's what it was all
auspices?
that was the back setting for the whole movie,
Is it
was
really?
yeah,
That's
was
so funny.
Hong Kong being handed back to the Chinese. So, what happened was they kept their, like Derek said, independence from China, and they could they were like was it self-actuating state or some weird term
Something
where
like
they
that.
yeah. But then China, like a couple of years ago, I think it was like 3 years ago, they're like, yeah, no, we're gonna what it was they wanted an extradition clause in Hong Kong so China could take prisoners. Like if China was after someone in Hong Kong, they could just demand they get extradited to China and basically throw them in scary China jail instead of nice poshy Hong Kong jail.
Yeah. Where
Yeah.
you could the China jail, you can just get disappeared forever, and nobody asks questions, and they don't have to fucking, um, you know.
Yeah. And then we're like waiting for this thing to happen in Taiwan where it's like if you say Taiwan's its own country, China just banned you. So sorry, I guess you can't watch this podcast in China anymore because I just said that.
Yeah.
Or if you talk about it openly, they also ban it.
Fuck Dale. Now we're gonna come on, walk it back. We like China. We like the Chinese government.
I mean,
We
I
think they
like
make good
China.
decisions.
I'm not gonna stop using lithium ion batteries because that's the only because China has put a chokehold on 90% of the elements you need to make batteries. And if we're all gonna go in electric cars, we're gonna be sucking China's dick instead of sucking Saudi Arabia's dick.
Yeah.
And there'll be less sand on that dick, so it'll be a little easier on our throats.
Ye- 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 Yeah. I'm
I
trying
mean,
to
I'm
figure out if that was problematic or not, but
what?
we'll just
It's not problematic to say there's a lot
what?
of sand in Saudi Arabia. That's why
What?
they have a lot of oil because it's all deserts. And apparently dinosaurs only like
What?
eating sand, so they went to the desert to die, and it's where they turned to oil in the desert, right? That's how it worked?
That's what the dinosaurs actually. That's where sand comes from.
No, that's where oil comes from.
Yeah, but also sand comes from dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's like the petrified dinosaur skin.
Yeah, it's sand. So
Okay.
in closing, Saudi Arabian oil controlling dicks have sand on them, and Chinese battery controlling dicks don't.
Yeah, and my closing remarks: play Diablo 4. It's a
Yeah.
great game.
Don't be childish and look at horny anime. Be an adult and go look at horny video games.
Yeah, the video game is not particularly horny. I just want anything could
Yeah.
be horny if you make it horny, but I don't think it's that horny. Anyway, I gotta go put my baby to bed, so we're gonna call it here.
Yeah.
Hey, internet, thanks for joining us on this wild ride. You can. Oh wait, my name is Taylor. You're
My
throwing
name
me
has
off
been.
with your.
Are you?
My
Did
name
you
has
just
been.
fucking? Did you just AI tune into this podcast and we just
I
figured it out?
Dude, I wonder if we. I would love to do that. No, I was out in the sun for like fucking 6 hours today, so I'll probably a little brainy fried.
Yeah, you can tell from all the fucking places in the podcast where you just flatlined out of nowhere.
I'm out of practice, man. We'll get back into it.
You figure we'd be better at this because this is the first time we've done a podcast back to back in
Yeah,
weeks and
who's tripping
forever.
over their words now? Fuckhead.
Shut up.
You are.
Just tell people who you've been, Derek.
I have been Derek Bolin previously in the past. You could not follow me on Twitter any longer because I quit it and it sucks.
By the way,
Fuck you.
Twitter is a fucking dumb app now. It sucks so bad.
Quit it, Dale. Quit it with me.
Yeah. Okay.
Take all the time you would spend on Twitter and play Diablo instead.
Oh, I will. I definitely will. I've been Dale the Rooter. You can follow me on Twitter for now, I guess, until I get sick of it, at SuperDalebot. You can follow the pod, Outragefact, at Outragefactpod. You can send us an email, outragefactpod@gmail.com, to tell us how many problematic things I said during this podcast.
All of them. All of the things.
Yeah.
Is that it? Is that, hey, if you like.
What was that noise?
What?
I don't know. There's just some horrible squeal when you talked.
That's probably me. If you like the episode or the podcast in general, please tell your friends about it. Rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to throw some money our way, you can go fucking buy some merch. You could do some merch purchasing.
Yeah, this mug. Get this mug. Buy this mug. Make me rich.
Buy that mug.
Buy this.
Get some fucking.
Yeah, we're not getting fucking Saudi Arabian golf money, so buy our fucking merch.
Yeah, get some skull shit for your fucking kids.
Baby girl.
Yeah. Buy a little mug for your baby girl. She'll love it. It's totally feminine.
Yes.
Right?
Should we do some baby Outrage Factory stuff?
What?
Now that we're both fathers?
Yeah, bro. Get some fucking onesies in there.
Give us some feedback if you want us to do any kid specific content where we don't swear or talk about sucking dicks or talk about beating off to cartoons or video games.
We're gonna still do all of that, but we'll do it in a way that's like.
No, we gotta like, corner the kids market on YouTube.
No, people who do that are weird. Look at fucking.
Is it time? You guys want to meet my baby? Okay.
Do you get to put her on the internet?
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say cuss words. Oh, there she is.
There's my baby.
Hi, you can't even see her face. Bring her into.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Hi, Ruby.
There's Ruby.
Hi,
Look,
Ruby.
you can see yourself, Ruby.
Who's that baby? So cute.
So cute. Such a cute baby. Oh, she's caught up in my cord. Oh, there we go. That's a good view.
Don't swear with her.
Okay, I won't swear.
There we go. Look at that.
I won't talk about jerking off.
Can I fucking swear? You're wearing headphones.
Yeah, she can't hear you swear. That's
Fuck,
fine.
shit, piss, ass, tits, farts, dicks, dick farts, shitty ass piss titties, nuts. That's all I got.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll let you leave with your baby.
Yeah.
And until next week,
stay angry.